Right, hello and welcome back to Highfleet. So, last time we have stopped just outside of Kiva and we're ready to finally take on the final battle. Well, the final battle before the end game. Right, let's see how we go. Oh, that beeping's getting louder. Here we go. The Varyag. As well as 2 sloggers, a ballistic, a courageous, and a Nimrod, and 2 runners. One and only missile that's remaining, and it's gone. Okay, we have taken a bit of damage. All the secondary stuff is dead. Getting ammo explosions, and he's using armor piercing. I'm actually going to restart that. Yeah, there's a massive hole along there taking out all of his ammo and fuel. It swapped to armor piercing just at the end there, and it just shredded absolutely everything on the ship then. Oh, it's below me this time. Well. I'm piercing, here it comes. Got him, there we go. Ow! Right. Let's clear that, and we need to kill this thing. That'll do it. Nimrod there, that's... Yep, that got him. There we go. A few knocks to the engines. took some hits from below, but we're otherwise okay. We need crew protection. Grab fuel tanks. The rockets will be amazing. We'll stick that on. Right. Here we go. We're at Kiva. The unbelievable news soon spreads throughout the city. The Lord Governor has fallen in battle. Great Duke Sayadi has entered the city in the company of the Allow Prince and his ally Omar Khan, a man everyone thought dead, and Al-Sahir, the Hidden People, Duchess Isi. So we get bonus morale for each one of those members of our party then. The remaining members of the government waste no time in showing you the underground storage complex, easier to please their new masters. Next to the majestic dome of the reactor is an underground passageway. You walk down a flight of stairs. The storage area below is filled with uniform cylinders. They are stacked throughout the underground chamber as far as the eye can see. Peter casts a brooding glance to the side, where missile parts glimmer in the dull light. Steel knit arms of assembly cranes obscure the ceiling, which stretches far into the dark facility. They'll never let us leave with this. I made a terrible mistake. There will be no talks. Peter was right. An ultimatum arrives soon after. To the commander of the Romani Expeditionary Fleet, the Alat gathering of great houses hereby demands that you withdraw all Romani ships from Kiva immediately. You have 8 hours to comply, or the joint fleet of great houses will destroy the city by a nuclear strike. They'll spare nothing. Everything they have, they'll send our way. Here we go then. So it's just going to save, and then we'll be right in. Right. Yep, there we are. There's the game save. So we'll be right in now. So if you haven't seen the previous playthrough on normal difficulty, this will fill you in as to how the end game works. So the fleet officers and Tarkans assemble on the flagship 30 minutes later. Thanks for coming, gentlemen. I know how tired you are. Right. It's still got all my notes on it. Nice. The predicament we now face is grave indeed. Kiva's garrison officer has provided us with intelligence about the weapon that reduced the Imperial capital to ruins. We didn't coerce him. He told us because he believes the gathering is planning to use this weapon to destroy Kiva. The poor man was absolutely terrified. He insisted again and again that everyone here is in grave danger. The new weapon is a ballistic missile. It features an unparalleled trajectory correction system that allows it to strike targets as far as 2,000 kilometers away. As a ballistic missile, this weapon cannot be used against mobile targets. However, it is absolutely devastating against stationary ones. Its speed is sufficient to strike its target in just over 10 minutes. These missiles are to be delivered onto Garat on 2 specially made carrier cruisers. Each can carry up to 10 of these missiles. I've marked the ship's potential destinations on the map. They will be able to launch a strike against Kiva if they dock anywhere within 2,000 kilometers of their target. These are all the cities that could be used to launch a missile strike against Kiva. And again, as I said, we've got this one here as a little wild card. It's going to be quite annoying to defend. If we intercept both carriers before either of them reaches any of the cities marked on the map, Kiva will be safe on this new weapon. We still have the enemy strike groups to deal with, however. Their missiles are slow, but they have enough of them to reduce this place to a pile of radioactive ash. Can we intercept these missiles before they hit the city and the ships? If we have a reliable radar and enough anti-air missiles, the anti-air system won't be able to intercept a high-speed ballistic missile. What if we use an A100N? An A100N, in theory, it could blast a ballistics missile if it detects it quickly enough. Peter falls silent and looks at you. Everyone in the room turns to face you. With this new information in mind, each must make a decision. You are free to leave or stay and fight to the end. To those of you that choose to leave, I promise you that we will not stand in your way. So, each person that we've got left, for each star of relationship we had with them, we get a free ship. So because we didn't ask for loans or anything, we get some ships here. Triumphant, nuke launcher, very nice. Comoran, very good frigate. Intrepid Mark II, we've got some good stuff there. Hidden People. Jaguar and another Triumphant. Looking good so far. So Duchess Easy, a carrier, a missile carrier. Yeah, this is basically a ready-made strike group, so she's really come through for us here. Harrison Guards here, yep. Another ready-made strike group basically. Pirates. Skylark. It can go somewhere and recruit for us to some of the areas we've cleared. And the Renegades at the end, we get a Paladin Mark II, as well as the Gepard, I believe, that he had. So, money is no longer needed, no one takes it anymore. We're now measuring fuel, ammo, and repairs, basically. It's now fuel, ammo, and repairs. They're all free, but it's just each city will obviously have so many parts, ammo, fuel available, and that's basically how our resources are going to be managed at this point. In the light of calamity, many people in Garat will seek to join your cause. So each area where we go to, there'll be some free ships now. So, here. Right, let's start. Right, it's not quite fully on there for whatever reason. Right. Yeah, look at all those ships now. Right, so Nomad is going to go that way. Over here, we will look at the ship works. Where is the Hellfire? Here we are. Hellfire. They'll repair it as much as they can. And restock a lot of its missiles. Right. And we don't need to sell anything anymore. Money is meaningless. Fuel is free, as you can see. They'll just fill us up until we've got an infinite amount, basically. So, we need to get some ships over this way. And some up here. Right, let's have a look. Paladin, Skylark, Comoran. Give him a full tank. Send them there. We'll take a Triumphant Wanderer. We'll take these. Send them this way. I'm going to send a Skylark. In fact, tell you what, we'll send Skylark, Vega, Jaguar, Comoran. Give them a full fuel. Full fuel, send them down here. And then here, and we're just going to basically spread out our forces. The Nomad's found something. That's probably one of them. Hello? Hello? Is it me you're looking for? That's one of them. And we've sent 2 of these over. Ooh. Triumphant and Skylark are going to take a full complement of fuel. We're going to land over this way. Down here. No, not the messages, you damn thing. Down here we are going to get a Voshgod. We are going to get a Fennec. And the Fat Man. And we're going to go this way, and we're going to land in Mushin.
Thermal signature detected.
that's gonna hurt like hell.
Thermal signature detected.
I think they can lock onto jammers perhaps as well, but yeah, it's not gonna help. That Nomad's probably dead.
Warning, radar emission detected.
But what can we get? We've got some armor piercing, and we just have to kill this Typhoon. If the others survive, it doesn't matter much, as long as the Typhoon dies. Where is it there? Right, we've only got a few shots with this, so we need to make every single one count. Right, see if I can get the length of him. About there. Yeah, we've got a really good armor breach on him. Bottom right corner. That might have done it. Well, there's a hell of an opening on him now. There he goes. Right, see if we can beat the rest now. Just kill this thing. Got him. Right, next. Armor piercing. Shit. Come on. Just have to keep slamming those shells into him. Can't keep it up forever. Got him. One more. Well, looking at the bottom left, we're a bit worse for wear, but... The Nomad has done a damn good job, I think, there. We've got some allies there. I think the Nomad probably needs a bit of time to repair. So we'll let that repair. But we'll fill these things, and we'll fill their tanks up, and we'll move that way. So, one down. One down. Are any of these providers of intel? Yes, they are. Right, okay. Let's have a quick go through. We've got some ships there. And lots of Voshkods here. They're like support ships more than anything else then. Right. Let's see what we have here. We've got a Gepard and another Gepard. Another Gepard, right, okay. They can push up here. Down here, what have we got? Scarab. Intrepid. Fennec. Right. what else can we do here? We've reached the city here. We've got a fat man, a scarab, and another fat man. Right. What if I fill the tank of one of these? No, we can't get it over. The Vosh God could probably make that. Or if, maybe a Fennec? No, not really like that. Yeah, we need like auxiliary ships if we're gonna split this into separate groups. Right, we're gonna land down here, and we're going to see if there are any carriers down this way. How are we looking down here as well? So we've got this.
Warning, radar emission detected.
Who's got radar emissions? To below them.
Attention, new target on the radar.
Oh, that's not good.
Attention, new target on the radar.
Turn the radar off. I've not got anything to lock on then. Well, that one that I was controlling just got yeeted. Okay.
Thermal signature detected.
So that would say to me that they're here.
Thermal signature detected.
Something else is getting something detected here. Ah, it was over here that it's...
Visual contact.
Not doing so hot then, this group.
Attention.
Ooh, God. Right. Okay.
Attention. Visual contact.
Hmm. Right. So they've got A100Ns. They can't quite make it here. This Bosch cod then. We're going to need some more fuel on it. So naturally they don't sell any fuel parts. Great, so they're stuck. Right, someone's going to have to regroup with them. Right, and we need to deal with this. Something is up here. It's probably the other carrier, or at the very least a strike group. They likely will be moving over to this area here to try and launch.
Attention, visual contact.
Yeah, would you believe it? There's something up there. Right, that ship down there just got absolutely destroyed. Expect more spam to come in. So there's something here and something here. We've got armor piercing and some incendiaries. We can do something at least. Yep, unsurprisingly, they didn't get much done. Yeah, we're gonna need like some nukes or something to clear that out. Right, let's see what we can get as far as enemies here goes. So we'll use a couple of bombs and a few rockets. Send them there. We've got Shepherd, a tanker, and another tanker to send up here. And down this way. Right, here come our planes. Quite a few enemies. Yeah, this is why I'm not really that fond of using aircraft carriers. You have to specially make them, you have to go and buy these planes, they're very rare, then you have to get the ammo, and what do? They miss half the time. Healing to 60. kind of like off in this direction. Okay. No, it's more like 90, so it's about here-ish. It seems to be approaching the city.
Thermal signature detect. Visual contact.
Turn the jammer off because it can lock onto jammers, and we've just caught him. Just caught him. There we go though, we've caught him before he's launched. Or there might have been one launch, but it looks like we've got him.
The enemy has been destroyed.
No, you will not be using armor piercing against me. You can go and shaft yourself. Right. They're gone. They're both gone.
The enemy has been destroyed. Missile away.
And guns fully loaded.
Structural damage received. Structural damage received.
Right. Oh look, more helpers. Lovely. I don't know if that's a new spawning or if it's just something we missed last time, whatever, but nice to see. Right. We've just to destroy the strike group now. Right. There they are. Fuel stock is close enough. We're gonna get the jump on them. There we are. Nomad, Griffin, Tarantul. Can't see them, but I know what they are. Vega wants to go last, I guess. Well, probably not before the sky. Probably not after the skylight, but let's try and eat a few of their missiles first. Intrepid and Jaguar. That's low caliber. That's definitely low caliber. And then with the Jaguar, in fact, no, those aren't 57 mils, are they? No, they've got armor piercing. I think those are 130s. Okay. Those are 100s. Incendiary. Right, let's do that. Okay, Fennec. Dodge those proc shots. I will say that's the other thing as well. The idea of fast ships that can dodge things. It's like, yeah, but proximity ammo exists. So, you know, this idea... Oh my god, what the hell was that then? What the bull was that crap, eh? Just launch all missiles immediately. That Nomad really needs to go. Intrepid, here we go, this might... Active protection layer. No, dodge the missiles. And just like that, they're gone, yeah. We are getting through. The armor-piercing shell that hit me then is going to really hurt, but we are nearly through. And the corpse has landed on him, which I don't think technically counts as a ram. Of course, this thing's not really meant for actually being used as a fighter. It is a missile interceptor, but sure. We're just kind of running on steam now, but... Because unfortunately that won't be the strike group destroyed. However, I think their long-range missile capabilities are. Oh no, they still have a Tarantul, don't they? The Bori might be able to be killed if we get a few more hits in. We're onto its fuel canisters there. Got him. Another Bori there. Try and shield from the other by hiding behind this as best as I can. A bit more left. Ow. He is nearly gone. Every single shot now is just setting me flaming fuel tanks on fire. And I'm out of fire extinguishers. I'll try and kill these before I go, because these are missile capable. No, we're gone. We're gone. Guns have been blown off. Evacuate. And we've got a Skylark. That's all that's left. However, it will be worth trying to get this out. It has no guns or anything, so we can't fight this, but I'll go and say if we manage to get it out, we can move it to a nearby city, reinforce, and come back. But they've just lost a lot of their capabilities there, so it's over here. What can we move in that direction? What pieces can we move on the board, so to speak? Well, we are just recruiting, aren't we? Got a real army to go here. Right. Triumphant. These A100Ns are alright, but what if we just, you know, had these? And what if we just strap them onto the tankers? Perfect. Just stick an N on the end. Tankern. Right, and we'll do something similar here. Oh, that's lucky, because we only had one anyway. Right. That's going to say what? Oh, and we left some nukes up here, I think, didn't we? We did. Right, we'll keep it a bit simpler here then. We'll not start attaching things. Not the KH-15s. The nuke versions of. There we are. Lovely. Meanwhile, the Hellfire. It's in okay, Nick? Ish. It's not really. But it's good enough to kill what's left of them. So we're going to send that down. And we're going to move from over here as well. Oh, actually, we need to make sure there's something on Kiva in case. Because they might just try to occupy Kiva. That's a good point. Longbow, Voshgod and Fatman. Take a bit more fuel. And land. Don't leave it unattended. At the very least we can get a warning then. Can we get some new intel? It's just there.
Warning, radar emission detected.
Let's dodge slightly. Now try to land.
Attention.
Get him! Right. Wonder we'll have to try and do something. And I've only just realised that in this strike group there are actually very few actual strike ships, and it's mostly just logistics ships. I just kind of assumed they would have something. I probably should have looked beforehand, but oh well. Well. No missiles or anything, just miniguns, which are ineffective versus all of these armoured ships. But hey, at least we're messing with them for the Hellfire to come in. Surprisingly, we are actually starting to get through the armour. Yeah. That Negev just had an ammo explosion and the fuel system was on fire. Right, we've got no... No other guns apart from these 57 mils, but we've got one. Right. Done. The Tarantul arm. I want to just call it the Tarantula really, but that thing. They're not exactly strong ships, they're missile carriers. As is this, but does mean we might be able to actually possibly kill one of them before we go out. The generators are gone, so we can't turn the guns. Right. We need more fuel. Right, we can make that just. Not that. I wanted the aircraft groups. Let's take some bombs and just lob them in this general direction. Oh, and they're trying to repair. Lovely.
Target destroyed.
There's one. There's two.
Kill confirmed.
There's a third. He's not gone, but he's gonna be soon. So confirmed, they are still there. No nukes available, unfortunately, but oh well. I guess we'll have got through this without launching a single nuke, if you can believe that, on hard mode. Where is he? Bug on a windscreen. That's it. I'll inform the crew that our operation was a success. This is it. I leaned back in the chair and closed my eyes. The tons of war machinery around me finally fell silent. Not a clank, nor a rattle, not even a rustle. The perpetual hum of the jet engine seemed so far away, so distant I could barely hear it. Hundreds of people freeze at their battle stations as Peter's slow rhythmic voice rings out from the loudspeakers announcing that the war is over. It's time to return to Kiva, Peter. The sooner we show them the reactor is functional, the better. I have a personal request for you, Grand Duke. There's a pillar in the reactor control room in Kiva. I saw it many years ago, back when we had to withdraw from Garat. There was something written on the pillar. It looks very old, and the letters, the language, it looks very similar to a quarter. I remember it very clearly. If you could take a look at it, Duke, perhaps you can read it. I have a feeling it may be important. A few days later we arrived in Kiva. Again, it does feel like that's supposed to... There's something meant that you meant to... I'm a bit disappointed that they didn't show you what it was, and then that kind of gives you a clue as to what the... I guess I'm assuming it's leading into a sequel, but I think that you should see the quarter and that be the ooh sequel moment. I think it's a bit of a missed opportunity. You just need some art at the end with, you know, a little pillar in the room, just a picture. I think that'd do it. You know, and the quarter be something yeah, it's kind of leading you to the next one. Anyway, there we are, to be continued. I'd very much like another one of these. I think it's been a very good game. Very, you know, it's definitely served them well going for this like maximum immersion sort of angle. So, anyway, if it should be going back to the menu now. But yeah. Oh. Oh, we're still running. The recording seemed to have paused for a moment there. The numbers weren't ticking over. I'm wondering if Highfleet's chugging a bit. Loading up the main menu again. Anyway, I'm hoping it's not crashed right then. Anyway, Nope, there we are. There it is. Took it a moment to think. Yeah, it's definitely served them well going for this maximum immersion sort of idea. It's definitely a design philosophy I can get behind. I know it sometimes doesn't always lend to intuitive and good game mechanics, but when it's done really well, it it really is good. I think that in all fairness, it's not the most immersive game I've ever played. I think that would probably be the what's it? It'd be Metro Exodus, which is absolutely ridiculous, but it does seem to kind of follow that same design philosophy, and I really do appreciate that. I think it's something that's not done as often these days. Many times you'll see developers just lean on user interfaces and things a little bit too much rather than just communicating it visually to the player. Um, that said, I think the designs for the ships, though, the armor piercing, I think is a bit overpowered. Again, I don't know if you could just reduce the damage, or I think the best ways though would be to either rebalance it so that it ignores maybe a layer or two of armor, but then hits the first thing behind it, so it just doesn't collide with the first bit of armor that it hits. Something along those lines, or alternatively, if you're not going to do that, I would say that the other way of balancing it could be perhaps that certain ships have it, and going into a battle beforehand, it's like, ah, right, either it shows above the ship what ammo types it's capable of using, or maybe you just maybe not even do that. Maybe if just certain ships can use it, and whenever you see them, they load the armor piercing every now and then, and so that going in, it's an archangel, it's a paladin, they're going to use armor piercing. Something along those lines might be a better idea. I definitely don't think every ship should be capable. The clear obvious BS ship to give this to is the Gladiator. A Gladiator which on hard mode you can get in the first few cities as just a garrison unit. Because yeah, on hard mode Gladiators can spawn in all over the place. There's no restriction on them. They're held off until the late game on the easy mode. Well, not easy, but normal. There is actually now an easy mode, I'm told, as well. But the Gladiator, because it's the 100 mils, as I've mentioned in previous episodes, they fire 4 rounds in rapid succession. They've got 2 barrels. It has 4 of those on the ship. It will fire 32 armor-piercing shells at you, which can just go through your armor layers. So the Gladiator becomes an absolute monster, and is utterly ridiculous. Another idea is maybe that the enemy should have a limited number of shells, perhaps. Maybe the Gladiator can have some armor piercing, but it can use it once. Maybe it gets some proximity shells, but it can use them, 2 or 3 times. Whereas maybe the Archangel, which has, I think that's got 1 or 2 big cannons on. Maybe that can use armor piercing, 3 or 4 times instead. In terms of countering it, so far what I've seen is just active protection systems. I already have those on my ships, but I guess more will be required. But yeah, doing it on hard mode, it doesn't seem that basically it seems to be that it just spawns in tougher enemies at the as garrison units, and the strike groups have again it's basically they use tougher ships. That's basically it. The ships are just tougher. Um, but things now like the anvil here and the Hellfire is still a hell of a ship, because while it might be while this thing might just be a giant armored death machine and armor's no longer that good anymore, sure, but keep in mind that it is also an absolute monster in terms of its firing capabilities. Yeah, sure, the enemy can have all the armor piercing in the world, but this thing will kill them way faster than they can kill it. And it doesn't need armor piercing, it just has to, just the sheer number of bullets and shells flying at them just burrows through. And it is worth pointing out as well, as far as armor goes, this thing, I believe it has, so just to keep in mind, this is why the Hellfire wasn't really that phased by it. It's like, okay, they're stripping the armor off here and there and taking out a few of the engines, but the changes that I last made, so there's all this armor going around the outside edge, right? The nastiest thing they can honestly do is shoot here, but there's so many active protection systems, as you can see. There's 5 on these side wings here, and then there's a bunch sticking out on top to protect this citadel. Yeah, because that's basically it really is, it's an armored citadel design, this. Essentially it's from how we design ships. You put the guns on, and then underneath in a giant armored box is the ammo, right? So big double armored, double thick armored mega box of ammo surrounded by active protection systems, separated from the fuel and the rest of the ammo by a layer of fire extinguishers, right? Keeping in mind, again, so you've got armor protecting, again, here, each of these wings. Yeah, there's active protection systems and armor, because if anything does get in here, which is why I want to avoid plunging fire coming down, anything coming into here, there's 2 ammo boxes and all of your missiles, like this missile rack. They're 600 each to buy, and there's 8 of them in each rack. So that's why it's so protected. But even then, the reason why it can take such a hit, because all that's armour, then you've got a layer of armour just there underneath these thrusters. You can see just about there, make out the armour panels. And you know where that's going, don't you? There's a layer of armour here between these thrusters as well. So at the very bottom, they have to shoot through all this armour, then this armour, then this armour, after getting through the thrusters and the reinforced hull parts, to eventually start hitting things like the fuel. And on top of that, you've got this giant armoured citadel here where the actual bridge is, and it's just surrounded again by armour. But again, I've had requests from a few to just, if I could perhaps put these designs online. I think what I'll do is I'll definitely do that. I'll see if I can get them in like a share folder on Google Cloud or something. Well, Google Drive. And I will put them in there. I'll put it as like a, you can only use it if you get the link, and just stick the link in the description or something. But yeah, the designs will be a bit out of date now, as I said. I mean, this one's terrible. The idea with this was, well, if the Hellfire is brilliant, could I make a smaller budget version of a big derpy ship that goes around stomping on everything, in order to send these out as a separate strike group with the wingman? And the results, as you saw, were not very great. And it's mostly because, yeah, it's got armor, but it's not got layers and layers. It's got some reinforced hull parts and things like that, but as soon as something gets in here, because there's not too much room, ammo boxes all the way around and the fuel. Something comes through here and it takes a while for something to get in, but if it does, it just goes up like a tinderbox. And now that armor piercing on the AI is a thing, this probably just explodes. And it's 100 grand. It's not worth it anymore. But like I said, I will upload them. You can have a play with them. I think that out of all my designs, I think the Hellfire is probably one of the better ones. As just as a giant capital ship capable of just blasting its way through everything. Yeah, the Hellfire, it basically is. It does exactly what it's designed for. It's a strike group killer. The Hornet here. Well, the Bee. I've lost a lot of faith in these missiles. They don't seem as good as they used to be. And they were never great to begin with. And yeah, these missiles, they just get blown off too easily. They don't do tons, but when they do get a good hit, I've seen them one-shot things before, which is, yeah, just a bit. Anyway, Hornet there, I think overall, throughout my campaigns, this has probably been one of the better ships, especially in its final form here with the extra armor and things, and the extra cannon fire. It's definitely a solid workhorse, but I think the best one's been the Wasp. The Wasp is capable of taking on all but like heavy targets. It struggles against strike groups, so you want a Hornet for that, but it is an excellent fighter with really good armor all round and solid at hitting things. It's got some couple missiles, so it's got some kind of first strike capabilities, but between the flares and the armor, and it's got decent maneuverability. Genuinely do think this has been one of my best designs, surprisingly. But yeah, I'll get them uploaded. Thank you very much for watching. I don't know if I'll be playing any more of this, but we've beaten it on hard and on easy, on normal now. But thank you very much. I think next week I've got a few new things that I've already filmed. Few bits and bobs. One of them's going to be like a little mini series on Hunt Showdown. It's like 6 or 7 episodes, and I've got some. There'll be some Dice Legacy. I'm trying to finish off the Corrupted King campaign, and then I might swing back round to the Ascent. While I'm waiting on basically the Battlefield beta to spring back up. But well, I say back up. It got moved backwards along with the game release. So, but hopefully I should have some gameplay in that. Thank you very much for watching though, and I will see you in my other videos.